All right, we've got one more. We've got Caleb. Give it for Caleb.
Thank you, Josh, for giving me this opportunity. I didn't think, honestly, you had the balls to let me come up there. And also, he only gave me 2 days' notice, so I thank you. So if this speech is bad, it's not because I'm illiterate. It's Joshua is so those who know me well, you know I say a lot of stupid shit. And so I'm wise enough to understand that some things should remain within the family, but unfortunately, tonight we're all family. Technically, we're family, so I wrote a few things down, just a few memorable moments that was, graced us with over the years, so I'll just go over those. Damn. I mean, to say Joshua had a troubled childhood would be an understatement. He's lived like the lives of 7 kids all in one. And so, the amount of times I had was dragged into my dad's office and was like, we're gonna have that Joshua conversation, At some point I thought he was just disabled, to be honest. But now I realize that that's not the case. And they really didn't want us to become like Joshua. But over the years, I think I can confidently say that out of all of us, they would want us to be most like Joshua. And that's the nicest thing I'm going to say. So like as a kid, you don't really know much about the world. And, some things don't really make sense. And so when you're dragged into the office and you're told, you know what, Caleb, don't leave toothpaste in the sink after you brush your teeth because Joshua might break down your door. That doesn't really make sense, but I guess it's a typical conversation. I'm not talking like break down the door, like leave a hole in the door, take it off the hinges, stuff like that. Or like don't fire a live bow and arrow inside the house. It makes sense to me, but I didn't really understand as a kid why I was told this, but I guess that's the Joshua thing. But as I got older, I realized Joshua wasn't actually disabled. He just was growing up before me and dealing with a lot of new challenges in life first. And he didn't have a frame of reference to go off. And so, it was really, really great for me to have that older brother that, I could see his failures and see what he was struggling with and kind of, bench what I should do of what you were doing. But as I said, I was a kid, I was younger than Joshua, so I didn't really understand some of the stuff he was doing. And so it didn't really make sense to me when, he would sneak out at midnight and go to a McDonald's with 4 girls. It didn't really make sense to me. I was just like, bro, stay home and play Minecraft. But, he was older than me, so I guess that's what older people do. And it wasn't just, it was like for summer, by the way, and he was on his bike, so he was stinking and he'd even take him to a bar, McDonald's. That's crazy, Josh. Like, come on, man. Have some fun. But as I said, as I grew up, I went through the same challenges as Joshua. And to be honest, the challenges were way harder than Joshua let out. And I had this thing when I was growing up, like, Josh did this, and in the back of my head, Josh did this, I can do this. And it helped me with a lot of challenges. And anyway, no more crying. So Josh, even though when Josh lived, I would have his moments, that was really the most important thing to see somebody, fail and get up, constantly do it over and over again. And this was like a foundational, this is now a foundational belief in my life, where I believe, the clarity of mind and lessons learned through failure really define you. It's almost like a sear in your mind. It becomes an intuition. And so if you just watch somebody take risks and fail, you have an idea of what you shouldn't do, but then if you fail yourself, you feel it in your heart. You feel like the memories, the lessons learned. It's such a stronger will And so he really empowered me to take risks because I saw the person he became after failing. And yeah, what else did I write? Let me see. And you know, my definition of a good man is not really derived by action or thought, but it's when, you know, the universe, if you will, like actualizes itself around you. And today we have all these people gathered here today for Joshua and Esther. And this only solidifies the fact that Joshua was a good man and people have come here to celebrate this moment with him. And you've given me a lot in life, Josh, and so, you know, maybe one piece of wisdom I can give back to you is, you know, this is a new chapter in your life, and there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, but the uncertainty of not knowing what the right choice is, having the humility to be wrong, will always guarantee and lead you right. Yeah. And that's it, pretty much.